Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Hey, this is just a beginning tutorial. Tomorrow we're going to have some more live with Tammy and Stephanie also joining me so we can show you some more of what you can do with these super duper files. But anyway, I'm going to show you about using the Cricut Explore Air 2, which as you can see is what I have right over here, as well as my portrait machine, and I love them both. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me share my screen. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. For $5, just $5, you can go, and I'll have the link for you down below. And I appreciate it if you use my link. I do get a teeny tiny commission. But even so, this is such a bargain at $5. For those of you who have bought dies for all these years and you've wanted some other shapes that are nesting dies that have the little stitch lines, this is perfect for us. So check it out. Nesting shape, the nesting shapes. Make it bigger. So you get the heart. You're going to get, oh, you're going to get more than this. There's a scalloped heart. There's all kinds of stuff. So all you have to do, let me go back, is this. You'll come here, say add to cart, and it's added to your cart. We're in Silhouette now, and as you can see, I've opened up a heart. So what I wanted you to see right now is this. If you look down here at my table, see if I can see that. I'll stop this share for a sec. Okay, let's look down here at my table and you can see what I've been working on. So right here, and I know it's upside down for you, but that's okay, you get the idea. Right here on this heart, what I did was I drew with a gel pen. Here it is, my Jelly Roll pen. Okay, one of these Jelly Roll pens. I drew the stitch lines because I wanted to have them drawn on here. And then what I did was I drew the scalloped edge and I added an offset of a scalloped edge so that you could, so that it would look like that. I hope maybe you could see it better if I put it on top of this. Isn't that cool? All right, so I'm going to show you how you can use some of these really quickly with both your Cricut machine and your Silhouette. Tomorrow, we're going to get more in depth and we'll show you some samples of some things that we've made. So let's continue on and let's go back to my Silhouette software. Okay, here we go. All right, now I'm in Silhouette, and as you saw, I had some hearts here, but let's start afresh. So I'm just going to go to File and Open, and these are all of the ones that I downloaded. Now I'm just working with the SVG ones. You'll find that when you download this, it's going to come in all different kinds of shapes, PNGs and different file formats that will work with other machines, but we'll want to use the SVG ones. And you'll have to unzip them or extract them all. So let's just go now to the scalloped heart and I'll show you what I did. I'll double click on that to open it and you get all these sizes right here of the scalloped heart. Notice that my page size is kind of crazy because I'm using the portrait. I think it comes in for the Silhouette Cameo. So I'll come up here and change it to auto letter size. Okay. So these are all the ones that I can use. So all I have to do is just drag one over here. And then if I'm ready to make this, I'll just go to Send. And notice it's going to cut. These are going to be cut lines, right? But if I don't want them to be cut lines, and I want this instead to be drawn with my marker, all I need to do is come over here to Line. And notice there are two different colors of lines. I'll leave the red one to be the cut. I'm going to make this black one to be a sketch. And so that's going to sketch, and I'm going to use it with the pen. So I would like to sketch first. So I'll click on that. And now I need you to look down here at my table again so that I can show you if you're using a Cameo 4 or a portrait, what you need to have. So let me go back to share, or stop this share, I could. And then we're back here, and I'll just make this one a solo layout so that you can see, and excuse my messy desk. Okay, so what you'll need if you're using a Silhouette Cameo 4 or a Portrait 3 is you're going to need the adapter set as well as the pen adapter set, right? Two different sets. So the one I'm going to use for my portrait out of this adapter set is the blue one. The one I'm going to use out of here for my adapter set is this white one based on the pen that I'm using. Since I'm going to use my Jelly Roll pen again, what I do is just take this cap off and fit it in and see which one does it fit in. Okay, it fits in that one well. Let me show you. Let's try this one. Okay, that one's a little too loose, and I'm not sure. Let's see what this one does. This one is too tight. It barely will even go in there. So the one I've chosen to use for my Jelly Roll pen is the white one. I'll stick that in like that. The next thing you do is you get this other piece that comes in this set, and you'll place this adapter in. Now notice it's going to screw in there, and there's a little cap right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my pen in until it hits that little cap, and you can see there's the pen tip, and I can feel that it's hitting that cap. And then I will screw this screw in tight like this. Okay, like that, finger tight. Take the cap off and put the cap back in here so I don't lose it. Gotta be careful because I have a tendency to lose things. So put it right back in there. And now this is ready to go, other than I have to put it in this adapter. Remember, for the Cameo 4 and the Portrait 3, it has this little thing right here, this little sensor that tells the machine what is in it. So in order to put this in, like it'll look inside here, notice this little rib right here. I'm going to place it so it goes in this little part right here. So it's going to fit perfectly, just like that. See that? Put this part right in there, and then close this up, and you'll hear it click. And now this is ready to go. So I've already got something on my mat here, which I've already played with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll stop this share, or maybe just go back to this. Okay, so you can see my portrait over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'll actually make this the solo layout now. And I'll make it so it's mostly looking at my portrait. And I've got to move my Cricut a little bit out of the way. Like so my portrait mat has room. So I'm just going to take this and move this one. And I'll take this mat and I'm going to load it. Now, I don't go with this first line right here. You use this second line right here to line up your mat. Now, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to line my mat up with that and go ahead and press the button to have it load. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Silhouette so I can make sure that I have that heart in the right place, because I know that right now it's not. So I'm going to say share screen. Hang on one sec. Here we go. Okay, so now you'll notice that the heart is in the upper left-hand corner, and that's where I already had something on my, or done on my mat. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this and just move it down here. Halfway down should be fine, right? So I'm going to show you how to do this now. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's cardstock textured heavy, sketch, the auto blade is detected. Uh-oh, that's not what we want, right? So I'm going to take the auto blade out. So let me show you. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, I'm going to take this auto blade out. I love the auto blade. I know a lot of people complain about it, but I never have any trouble with it, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to take the auto blade out and put in my pen that I've already put in the adapters. Just stick that right down in here. And this is really nice because it'll click. You'll hear this click. Listen. Did you hear that click? Clicks right into place, and you know it's perfect. So now I'll go ahead and hit send on my sketch pen. It says the sketch pen is selected. I'm going to hit send in Silhouette. Okay, it's already drawing the little dash lines. And it really looks really, really good. Except that, let's see if you can see it. There you go. You can see it kind of, right? Sort of, not very well. It's darker than what it appears to be right here. I don't know if I can zoom in. Let's see if I can for a sec. If I zoom in, okay, it's not focusing really, really well. But you can see that it's done that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have it do it over that again to make it a little bit darker. Okay, so let's see. I'll zoom out just a tiny bit. And now I'm going to go back to Silhouette. And I'm just going to send that again, just as it was. It's going to do the same thing over. And it'll be exactly on top of the first one. And it will make it just a tiny bit darker. You know, it depends on how dark your pen is. Now, if you have a pen that's really, really juicy, you have to be careful because sometimes it leaves an extra little blob at the end. So you need to be careful. But that is beautiful now. I love that. So I want to show you now how I put this edge around that. So let's go back to Silhouette. And gotta open it back up. Okay, so what we've got to go back to design. What we've done so far is we did this, right? The dash line with the pen. I'm going to go ahead and do this with the pen as well. So I'm going to say send, and I'm going to change this red one now because I'm going to make it the pen as well. So I'm going to make it a sketch. And it sees that this pen, the sketch pen, is in there. And I'm going to say send. You can see what it's done. It's done that very, very nice bit around there. Now, if I wanted to, I could make it darker again by doing it twice. But let's go back now to share my screen again. My Silhouette. And what I want to show you is how I'm going to add that cut to this one. So I'm going to go to share and this Silhouette. And I'm going to go back to design. So here's what we have so far, right? I'm going to click on this. Oops, I think I moved it just a hair, and I don't want to move that at all. Click on it, and I'm going to add an offset to it by coming over here to the star. Offset. So notice that added an offset to this. I could make it a little smaller if I want to by coming here. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the offset's color so I can go over when I say send it and just choose the offset. So I'm going to make that line color something else. I'll make it this bright blue. Okay. So now when we go to send, I have 3 different options when I come to this line area here. I've already done the red, right? What I want to do now is I want to do the blue, but I don't want to sketch it this time. I want to go ahead and cut it, okay? So I've got textured heavy, cut, but the pen is still detected. So what I need to do now is to come back over, stop sharing that, come back over to my portrait and see if I can, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit because that's sort of blurry, isn't it, for you? There we go. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this pen out, take it out, and put my auto blade back in. Okay, once again, it just goes right like this in, and you'll hear it click. It's in perfectly. And now I'm going to go to send, which you won't see, but I'm going to send it now. Just doing the blue or the outermost layer. So now it's going to come down here, assuming I haven't moved anything, and it's going to go around there perfectly. Okay, so this is one of the samples of what you can do. Isn't that cool? With these files. And again, I'll have these files linked for you down below. And be sure to, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel, because tomorrow we'll be back and we're going to show you a lot more of what you can do with these. Okay, so now we're going to go on to Cricut. All right, we're in Cricut Design Space. We're going to go to New Project, and I'm going to go to Upload, Upload an Image, Browse, and I'll go to that same heart that I did. So it's in my downloads, and it's in the nesting shapes, and it's the SVG ones, remember? And I'll do the same one, the heart. No, the scalloped heart right there. And here they come in perfectly just like this. I can say save, and then I can insert them, and I can take them apart after I ungroup them. So let's just delete these, and let's say we want to do just this one. So I will need to ungroup these again, and what I'll do is this one right here, rather than it being a basic cut, I'm going to make it the draw or the pen tool, right? And then this one, the second one, is going to be the basic cut. So what I might need to do, and I didn't check this, is attach it. There we go. So now I'm going to go to make it, and they'll both be on the same thing. So I need to put my pen in first, and then I will do the cut. So let's go now and look at my Cricut machine. And I'll make this the big one, solo layout. Instead of looking at the portrait this time, because we just finished this one, I can take it out. Whoopsie, whoops, I just dropped it on the floor. Oh well. So I'll move this one out of the way. I'll turn it off actually and move this one over. And then I'll bring my Cricut machine into view a little bit better. There we go. All right. So for my Cricut, of course, all you do is get your pen. I have a Cricut pen here, right? And all I need to do is to put it down in here and then close this little button here. Now this is if I'm using the Cricut pens. You can have adapters, I believe, to make Cricut do other things as well, but we'll just do it like this for the Cricut pen. So I'll put the same paper on here, on my mat, my standard mat. Then I'm going to go back to Cricut, and I'm going to send it here after I load it in. So I'm going to load it in like that. And then let me just go ahead to Cricut, and I'll say set, continue. And so I'm waiting for my Cricut to get connected. And I have to set my base material because I always have mine on custom, just so I remember to change it every time. So I'm going to change it to heavy medium cardstock. And it says to load my pen first. So my pen is loaded. I have it at default pressure. And I'm going to say go. So you're seeing my Cricut going ahead and putting in the lines. I'm not sure why it goes back and forth and back and forth. It's just something it seems like my Cricut does on side to side. I think my portrait is quite a bit faster than this Explore Air 2. But both work. Okay, that is done, and now it's going to cut around here with the scalloped edge. So I didn't put the extra design scallop edge around this one. Okay, let's unload that, and you can see how nicely this works. Ruh-roh. Oh, there we go. Ah, I tore it. It didn't work that perfectly on this one. I should have done a sample, I guess, first to make sure it was going to work right. Well, sorry. I tore this one a little bit, but you'll get the idea. So I want to show you the two of these. Here they are. Sorry I tore this one when I was getting it off. But you can see both of them right here are super cute. And again, I'm going to show you, or we're going to show you tomorrow, Tammy, Stephanie, and I, different ways that you can use these. And I really highly recommend you get these shapes with their little cuts. And by the way, you don't just have to draw these. You can cut them, just like it happens when you use the die cuts. You can cut these stitch lines out. So anyway, I hope you'll join me tomorrow, and I hope you loved today's lesson. See you then. Bye.